I think the two significant changes are obviously Sebastian Vettel moving on to Ferrari, Daniel Kvyat coming into the team from Toro Rosso after a very impressive rookie season last year. Of course, Adrian Newey has taken a little bit of a step back, splitting his time between Formula One and the advanced technology division of the company that we established last year. So they're probably the two most significant changes for the year ahead. During the second half of 2014, Adrian took a little bit of a step back as he split his focus between Red Bull Racing and the advanced technology division that we've set up. So in anticipation of that, we have created a senior technical team which is led by Rob Marshall, which is assuming some of the day-to-day responsibility that Adrian previously held. But Adrian still performs a very active role within that team and contributes on a daily and weekly basis. My thoughts on the new driver lineup is it's a new era for the team, and I think it's an exciting and dynamic lineup. We know the quality of Daniel Ricciardo following his performances last year, and I think he was very much the standout driver last year and put an incredible campaign together. In Daniel Kvyat, or Danny Kvyat as we're referring to him, he's an outstanding talent. He's a prospect that's come through GP3, winning that championship and then graduating to Toro Rosso. And his campaign again last year was fantastic. The speed, commitment and determination that he demonstrated were all the qualities that we were looking for. So when Sebastian announced he was leaving for Ferrari, Danny was the obvious choice. Relatively speaking, our driver lineup's pretty inexperienced. The combination between them, I think, is only 4 years experience in Formula One. But they're both very committed. They're both highly motivated, intelligent guys. They've come through the junior program. They've been test drivers for Red Bull Racing for some time before graduating into the main team. And I think we've already seen what Daniel Ricciardo's capable of, and we firmly believe that Danny Kvyat has got all the same attributes. They're young, they're hungry, they're keen, they're incredibly quick, and I think they're going to push each other very toughly throughout the year. I think obviously there was an awful lot of changes during the last 12 months in terms of things moving around, the big regulation change, the new engine being introduced, and obviously going into 2015. There's quite a lot of movement amongst other teams, Honda coming back, Sebastian moving to Ferrari, a new lineup here at Infinity Red Bull Racing. So it's going to mix things up a bit. I think that's great for Formula One. And our target obviously is to close that gap down yet further to Mercedes. We were the only team in 2014 other than Mercedes to win a Grand Prix, and we won 3 of them with Daniel Ricciardo. So our target is to close that gap down and put Mercedes under as much pressure as we possibly can. It's been a very organised winter. We're pushing to the limit as usual. We're right on to a very tight timescale for the car to be prepared in time for the first test. But that's normal in this team. We'll always push to the limit. Otherwise, if you're not on the limit, you're not trying hard enough. So I think it's been a good, strong winter for us. I think Viri as well with Renault have made good strides with the engine, and that's important. That's obviously was one of our weaker areas last year, and I think hopefully in the early races we'll see a significant inroad into Mercedes compared to where we were this time last year. I think the relationship with Renault is an awful lot closer now and grew closer during the course of last year. Red Bull is the only team that Renault is now supporting with Toro Rosso. And I think that that focus from Renault together with a closer involvement with our design team is yielding good results, and a far closer integration between the power unit and the chassis side is absolutely the way to go. So I think working in unison with Renault, we can really make some big steps forward this year and hopefully close that gap down. I think the gap can be closed this year to Mercedes. Whether we can get on par with them is something else. But they've set the benchmark. They go into the championship as the favourites, and they are the benchmark that we have to aspire to. And therefore, we know what we're aiming at. We know what we need to achieve. And I believe that we should be able to close that gap down. Whether we'll achieve the target of matching them, we'll have to look back at the end of the season. But certainly I think we'll make inroads in the first half of the year, and with the new development open to us on the power unit during the course of the season, hopefully we can continue that trend during the full season ahead.